What's going on, everybody? My name is Monatui, and today I am so excited to bring you guys week 1 of the PPL Division 2. If you guys don't know what the PPL is, the Pokemon Premier League, their YouTube and their Twitter will be in the description below, as well as Juan's. Juan is my opponent today. He is the coach of the Amityville Haunters. His YouTube and his Twitter will be in the description below. Go check him out. Now, I'm just going to hop right into the battle. I'm not going to go over my team because I have a whole video dedicated to that. It should be the one that I uploaded the day before this has been uploaded, so, you know, if you want, pause this video, go check that out. Or if you want, you can watch this and then see my thought processes afterwards and check that out after. Or don't watch it at all, I don't give a shit. Just two things I want to mention. I made 2 changes to the team off camera. Hariyama was made to outslow his Gastrodon, that way I could go for a close combat after he hit me with the Scald. And you guys will see how that worked out afterwards. And I also have my Uxie EV'd, or IV'd I guess, specifically to outslow his Skunk Tank if it's uninvested. This will allow me to dodge a potential pursuit, not dodge, but I'll be able to take half damage from the pursuit and then U-turn out into something that can deal with Skunk Tank, like my Excadrill or my Flying Rock Bird thing. So yeah, those are the changes I made. You guys will see how that plays out in the match, and I'm going to get right into it. So, yep. Here it is, black screen, and here it is. That's Juan. There he is. He's a little bit whiter in the game than he is in person, but, you know, that's fine. We live in a world where that's acceptable. So here he's going to lead with his Raikou, as I lead with my Excadrill. And again, this is fine, because even if he has Aura Sphere, I will be able to take it even if he has Specs, which I'm thinking he may have, because he is a shiny variant of Raikou, and if a Raikou is to run Aura Sphere, it has to be shiny, and I believe it has to be a Rash nature. So here, I don't go for any crazy prediction, I just go for the Earthquake as he brings in the Tornadus, fine play on his part. And here I kind of make a misplay, and I go right out into my Mega Aerodactyl. I think it was... My thought process was this was the only kind of safe switch that I had, because it resisted Heat Wave, it resisted Hurricane, resisted U-turn, and I can take any hit from it. But as you guys will see in a second, I'm going to let my Aerodactyl get worn down, which is a bit of an issue. Here he decides to stay in and go for the U-turn, which was a bit of a risky play, because even when I'm not Mega Evolved, if I were Jolly with enough speed, I would have been able to outspeed this Tornadus, but I guess he figured I wouldn't be running max speed, so he felt like it was safe, which, you know, that's fine, it worked out for him. And here he's going to go into his Gastrodon, which is one of the only switch-ins he has to this thing, and I'm going to predict that and go for the Aerial Ace. And I do a decent chunk of damage to it, but he's going to hurt me with the Rocky Helmet. So I know I have to switch out, and I'm going to go into my dedicated switch into this, which is my Guess Hariyama, my Assault Tested Hariyama, and I'm going to take a Scald like it is nothing. Rick Ross is just bathing in a nice hot shower right now, and he doesn't care. Now he's going to hit me with an Earth Power, and this is where the minus speed IVs actually hurt me, because if I were faster than this thing, I would have been able to get off a knockoff and then a close combat, and then this thing would be dead, but because I am made to be slower, that doesn't happen, and he's able to recover up first, and then I go for the close combat. And fortunately, I am able to do enough damage to the point where he can't successfully recover. Like, every time I go for a close combat, I'll bring it back down to where he was before the recover. But still, if I just had gone with my original plan, this thing would be dead, and we would be having this issue, and then my Aerodactyl would be really happy. And I'm mostly talking because I go for close combat 3 times on 3 of his recovers, and I just want to fill time, and I'm not that entertaining, so I have to let this thing play out. I forget how long it's going to take, I really don't know. My editing skills are so shitty, I have no idea how the hell to speed this up. So I'm not going to do that. I guess I could skip ahead in the video I'm watching, but who has the time for that? I believe that was my 3rd close combat, so that should be when I switch out, yeah. So here I predict either an Earth Power or another Recover. I didn't think he'd go for Scald because he didn't want to give me the burn, plus Earth Power's a little bit stronger. So here I take this opportunity to go into my Uxie and set up my Stealth Rocks, as he decides to go for the Recover, as you'll see right there, getting himself back up to a decent amount of HP. Hang on, I have asthma, and I've been talking a while. Alright. So I go for the Energy Ball. That's going to do about 75% of this thing, as he decides to go for the Scald. And even though I am not specially defensive, this is going to do very little to me. And I know he's going to want to save this either as fodder or to potentially recover up against one of my other mons, so I know he's going to switch out into Skunk Tank to try and either Pursuit Trap me or Defog, so I predict that, and I go for the U-turn. And right here, this play right after I go for the U-turn is where I really start to gain a very powerful momentum. I'm going to go right out into my Excadrill, and the last time he went into his Tornadus, and that's really his only switch into an EQ, everything else will get 1-hit KO'd or 2-hit KO'd. So I know he's probably going to do the same thing again, and I decided to go for the Rock Slide. Even if he did stay in, I should have been able to 2-hit KO'd. I should have been able to 2-hit KO the Skuntank with Rock Slide. So I go for the Rock Slide, he goes into Tornadus, and it's going to almost, as you see here, it almost takes him out. He's left with like Juan HP, so I decide to switch out. And here I think I make a pretty good play. I go out into my Uxie, predicting either the Superpower or the U-turn, because even if he wants to switch out after hitting me, now he can't, because this is a Rocky Helmet Uxie, and I'm able to get the KO. And in kind of a funny fashion, with that Rocky Helmet kill, Uxie claims the Tampa Bay Luxrays' first ever franchise kill, the first season kill, and that is pretty cool. Now, right here, you're going to see he goes for the Pursuit, as I go for the U-turn, and this is where the minus speed IVs actually work out in my favor, because he goes for the Pursuit, I take it just fine, I take half of what I would have if I were faster, and I'm able to go for the U-turn, and now I can just safely go out into my Excadrill and click Earthquake. He has nothing that wants to take it. Like I said earlier, everything gets 1-hit or 2-hit KO'd, including the Skuntank, which will just die instantly. And here he kind of makes a little bit of a questionable play and goes out directly into his Megacham, or his Metacham. I mean, I guess he was predicting me to go for a Rock Slide, though I didn't really have a point, because he didn't have anything that resisted or was immune to Earthquake, so I'm going to go for the Earthquake, and it's going to do a massive amount of damage here, or it's going to do a lot of damage to him. And here I predict the Fake Out, and I go out into my Uxie, trying to get another Rocky Helmet kill, which would have been 2, which I think would have been pretty funny. But instead, as you'll see here, he's going to Mega Evolve. Sorry, I just burped. He's going to go right for the Drain Punch, which I'm not sure if he predicted me to switch out an Uxie, but if he did, then very good play, because with my investment, I would have been able to outspeed a Metacham. I have hiccups, this is a good time for that. I would have been able to outspeed this Metacham with my Excadrill before it Mega Evolved, so good play on his part going for that. Here, I'm just going to click U-turn. If he decides to switch out, which he does, I'll get a little bit of damage on this, and I'll get my Switch Initiative going. If he did decide to stay in for whatever reason, I would have been able to knock out the Mega Metacham. So as you see right here, go for the U-turn, does a little bit to Raikou, and once again, I can just go out into my Excadrill. I can take any hit from this thing, even if it is a Specs or a Spear, I can take it, unless he crits me. So as you're going to see right here, he reveals the Aura Sphere. Again, I'm Assault Vest, I'm confident I can take it, and I do. He crits me, but again, because of the Assault Vest, I was able to live the crit. I talked to him afterwards, and this Raikou was actually Scarfed, that way it could outspeed my Mega Aerodactyl, as well as my Manaphy, because with running Aura Sphere, you have to run Rash Nature, therefore if I'm Tibid Max Speed Manaphy, I'd be able to outspeed it. Here he kind of makes a weird play and goes into his Gastrodon, just kind of sacking it off. I mean, his Gastrodon couldn't really do much the rest of the match, but he could have used it as fodder later on, but it's not a huge deal. Here, he goes into his Nidoking, and I want to scout for this thing's item. If it's Scarfed and kills me with either an Earth Power or a Flamethrower, I can definitely go out into my Aerodactyl, but here he reveals the Sucker Punch, and he just kills me, and he reveals to be Life Orb. So that's good, because that means my Manaphy is able to clean up the rest of this game. Now my game plan is actually a lot simpler than it was before. Before, it was set up a Tail Glow against something like Gastrodon, and then click my coverage moves in order to knock out the rest of his team. But now my game plan is simply to just click Surf, because Nidoking is going to go down in one hit. The Skuntank is low enough to the point where Surf will knock it out easily, and even though this Skuntank I found out later was Max Spadef, it's not going to be able to take a stab Surf. And right here he's going to go out into his Mega Metachan, his last Pokemon, and worst case scenario here is he's somehow able to kill my Manaphy. He either reveals High Jump Kick here, knocks me out in one hit, or he just Fake Outs me and then maybe crits me with a Drain Punch and I die that way. Either way, even if he did crit me with a Drain Punch and get all of his health back, I would be able to knock him out with the Hyper Voice from Helios afterwards. But as you can see here, I end up winning a Speed Tie, and I knock out his Mega Metacham, and that is going to be the match. I really could not be happier with the start of the season. I'm just going to pause it right here. I really could not be happier with the start of the season. Winning 5-0 in the first ever competitive league you're in, that's a big win in my book. And I believe with this 5-0 victory, we are currently in first place in differential. Manaphy, with those 3 kills, I believe is now second in the MVP race, so we're off to a very, very nice start. A lot of coaches and a couple of the analysts have said that we were their favorites to win it, and although I am confident that we can win, I'm confident that we can go very far, I really gotta prove it, and I think this match was a very good start to proving who I am as a battler and proving up to others my skills as a battler. Anyway, I'm gonna quit rambling with that. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and if you're looking forward to more PPL matches, definitely follow the Twitter, or subscribe to the YouTube channel. There will be a ton of videos going up there. So thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.